Hmm. I know.
Is there a reason people don't play Trilogy? It depends. It depends on what you mean, because like the reality is, Ultimate MK3 is kind of like. So the first answer to your question is there actually are people that play Trilogy. It's there are designated little communities, mostly in South America, that play Trilogy. And when they do play Trilogy, they play the N64 version because it not only is it faster, but the frame data is different for a lot of the buttons that actually expands on the sort of meta of the run jabs and stuff. Like your pokes and buttons that you press in MK Trilogy are actually way more plus than they are in 3. So like if you squeeze a button out on MK Trilogy to interrupt someone's run jab pressure, you're actually plus now and can then run in and do your own stuff. And it's like one of those things like, so there are people that play Trilogy, but the thing about Ultimate MK3 is like that's like the one. You know, when it comes to classic MK, or at the very least in the UMK3 style, so Trilogy and UMK3, like that kind of game with the run and stuff. Like UMK3 is just like kind of just the one because it was the big arcade version that everyone played and it got all the ports and all that stuff. Like,
Yep.
it's the main version of the game, right? If that makes any sense.
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah, Matt's right. Like, you could consider N64 Trilogy to be like an up-to-date version. Like, I don't know or think this was the intention. Like, I think I'm thinking too much outside the box to assume that they changed it. Because if they changed those frames, they would have changed them in Trilogy for PS1 too. My theory is that it's something to do with the fact that the game is a lot faster, but the animations remain. Like, I can only assume that hit stun and shit like that is like. There's probably something to do with the fact that Trilogy N64 is so much faster, like just mechanically, that almost like surely all those plus frames were like accidental because the game is a faster frame rate than UMK3. Like UMK3, Trilogy is 60 FPS, isn't it? I'm sure of it. It was 60 FPS, and UMK3 isn't. So it's like, I think there's just some knock. Then that frame data in the Trilogy version for N64 must just be like some knock-on effect that the frames end up the way they are. Yeah, Mario, the loading. I mean, you know what? The loading times didn't bother me because if you went into the options, you could change hella option settings, like speed up the process, so you remove as much loading time as possible. But yeah, the loading times are a bitch. You have to turn on limited morphs or no morphs for Shang Tsung to stop the freezing every time you morph.
Okay, they beat up at UKI for a while.
We could run. We could run the new. We could totally run the new KI. I played full here.
I do too, but I'm dying bad.
Yeah, this guy's just doing actually all. He's mashing buttons, bro. This guy's mashing buttons.
I'm getting killed because my stick is. Oh yeah, now it's working. Okay.
He's doing alright, so actually wait for his linker with that special. He's doing the heavy version every time.
Yeah.
Break heavy.
Break heavy, yep.
When he does the headbutt, break heavy. Like because he does the heavy version every time. This game is cool because you would learn to react to the linker and double and stuff. They're very set animations that you can react to. Like,
Okay, now my stick's working. Okay, I'm back in. Before, I couldn't do anything.
right, this guy really is doing all lights, huh?
Yep.
He's doing lights, but when he does the linkers, they're heavy because he's holding the button down.
Oh.
Yeah. Break light against this guy.
Yep, you got it.
I don't know if he's gonna like do some other random shit, but
Okay, he's doing lights. Oh, this is like level 2 stuff?
yeah, this guy's just doing the same sort of combo. He breaks lights as well, actually.
Yep.
Light that he's got on the mind.
Dead anyway. Next game will be better.
Oh, you know what you're doing now, mate. That's it. You know
Yep,
what
I got
you're
my
doing.
stick back now.
Cameos are killing me.
I used to play Killer Instinct competitively before Mortal Kombat X came out. I was a games tester for a year, so I had to stop because I started a night shift job, so I couldn't play anymore. The netcode in my house was the internet was just too bad in my house, so I couldn't play anything online for a year.
Oh man, for a year. Yeah, that was a lot of problems with people.
Well, I was testing. I worked for Rockstar Games, so obviously I was just super busy every night. So I would get home, chill out for a couple of hours, and sleep. So I had to put my competitive stuff on the back burner because I just couldn't find time for it.
Yeah, it sucks. But now you got stuff going.
It was an interesting break and a very interesting look into a side of the game industry that I'd never seen before. You know what I mean? That's what I used to play. I played Kilgore, I played Riptor in this as well. You know, the funny thing was, I revisited Killer Instinct after not playing it for a long time, and I went to a UK, the biggest KI tournament of that year in the UK, and I'm sure, well, I think it was the biggest. It was Versus Fighting that year, and I was just grinding a little bit of Killer Instinct, so I was going to, like, for old time's sake, I was going to revisit it. And I got
last year, you mean, or 2 years ago?
Oh, a long time ago, more than that.
Okay.
I think it was, excuse me, I think it was in 2016. So I got top 8. I got 3rd place in Mortal Kombat X that year. I lost to Yuppei, double eliminated by Yuppei's KO. But then I played KI that same year. Valarax. Valarax taught me. Valarax re-taught me how to play. He's the UK's best Killer Instinct player.
Nice.
I still believe he's got the world's best Cinder in that game. And
Base is a beast.
Cool. Oh, Base is great. Base is fantastic. He's very passionate. He's a very passionate community member, and I respect that.
Yeah, he had Corona. You know that?
Yo, really?
Yeah, he's past it though now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Him and Joe had it.
Yeah, Joe had it. He did.
Joe had asthma too. I was a little worried about Joe, but he's good. He's back.
Yo, this guy's name is Pepsi. I am drinking a Pepsi as we speak. What about that? How about that?
Oh, Jago. Oh, he's level 1, so. But now I got the stick back, so let's see what I can get out.
Level 1 summoning, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, of course. Expect I'm gonna be killed. Fireballs, yes.
The weird thing about Fulgore in this game is just the pips, man. Like his like regenerating meter just weirds me out.
Why isn't anything coming out? I gotta go back to my Japanese stick for this game. I'm on the American one. Okay, now it's going up.
Combos in this KI are much easier than the old ones.
Oh yeah.
The old ones, like, they're just weirder, aren't they? The timing on the old combos just feels so strange. I love them though, but they're weird. KI combos, you can almost like mash the controller and get combos out.
It also feels like so different just playing KI for like an hour with you and then I'm going to this one.
You can definitely feel some similarities, but there's a lot more kind of like general, I think, accessibility in the game's controls. Yeah, this guy doesn't actually know how to do wake up attack. He's doing sweeps and stuff. I think he's just trying to press. You can meaty this guy all day. Just jump in and wake up and he'll get hit. Yeah, meaty low. He'll eat that for
that's good.
Medium.
I love this game, man.
It's a really good game, bro. Like, I love this. I really, really liked what they did with the new KI.
I wish people played it more. I think the exclusive console killed it. If it was on everything.
Oh yeah. So the Xbox One launch title nature of it, like, screwed it really hard because loads of people wanted to play it, but the barrier of entry. Dude, I had this really frustrating conversation with this guy, where I was trying to explain to this guy why, because he was basically complaining that it was never huge, right? And which, to be fair, I actually disagree, because number-wise, I think KI consistently did just fine.
Right.
But he was complaining about why no one played it at launch, and I said, look at it this way, mate. The barrier of entry to learn Killer Instinct was like $500 minimum. Because let's look at this realistically. When the new KI came out in 2013. If you wanted to learn the game on launch, you needed to own an Xbox One, and
exactly. Yep.
There were no there was no cheap option for Xbox One. You had to buy it. Most of the time, you had to buy it in a bundle because they weren't even. A lot of companies. I actually worked for a retailer at the time of Xbox One's release. A lot of retailers were not allowed to sell consoles individually. You had to bundle them. They would not sell them to you individually unless you pre-ordered. If you were like the first wave of pre-orders that ever came in, you could get a standalone console. But that's it. You had to buy a fucking bundle. And those bundles were like, as a base, like £500 for the bundle.
So when you got yours though,
it cost us more. We had to buy a second controller, and then we had to buy enough Microsoft points to be able to afford the Ultra Edition.
Oh shit! Okay, that's how it. Okay, I was
so
wondering.
We bought a bundle that came with Rise, that Gladiator style game. So whatever the fuck that random game was, we just traded it in the day we got it because we had no interest in playing it.
Smart.
So we had to buy a bundle, an extra controller, and they were like 60 quid each. I think they might have even been more. I think it was 60. And then we had to buy Xbox Live, and then we had to buy Microsoft points to be able to afford KI.
Right.
So that ended up being about. Jake and I went even. We split it, but it ended up being about £600.
Wow.
Just to play Killer Instinct.
I did the same. It was great. I was really happy about it. I loved what I loved about it.
They were naive to think that that wasn't a huge issue. The barrier of entry was like the amount of money you had to spend just to play this fucking game. And we didn't play stick, by the way. Those TE sticks that only worked on Xbox were £200.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Do you remember those Mad Catz TEs? They were £200.
Yep.
So we spent. Oh god, dude, we spent so much. For UMK3, $500. Was that the 360 shot? Did you buy a 360 just to play UMK3?
I did that too.
You guys are hardcore. I was a kid back then. I was a kid who just saw it and was like, "Oh my god, Mortal Kombat! I'm gonna play that again."
Oh, you didn't hear my story. I went to GameStop, and I picked up my Xbox 360, and the guy's like, "Would you like your copy of Gears of War?" I'm like, "No, man, put that shit back. I'm playing Mortal Kombat, or I'm playing UMK." And the guy's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Never mind. Just I'll take it." It was so funny, man.
We did that too. We got our Xbox One came with Rise, and the first thing we did when we bought the console or got it in the store was trade in Rise instantly for pretty much its own value in reward points that we then put towards getting the Microsoft points to get KI. So we essentially financially just traded this Rise game. I think it was called Rise. We just traded it for Microsoft points to get KI, and that was it. It was a KI machine from that point onward.
I love all these stories where it's just to keep our fucking hobbies alive, man.
I almost feel like this stuff, there's something about it that I don't think, it's just so easy to get things these days that I don't think we're going to have those kind of stories for long. Like, you know, we don't think, the only exception being if the PlayStation 5 has launch title Ultimate MK3 Online Edition.
Oh god, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend like $500 on this piece of hardware to run a game that you could install on it a million times.
Yep. But that's another thing, though. I mean, these stories that I've been going by, I'm double your age, let's say. But I don't think they'll end for me. I'll always find somebody who wants to play somewhere.
I mean, it's easier for me now because life for me is kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yep.
It's quite nice. I'm able to sit and relax and just do this stuff because there's no masses of expectation for me to.
And you still have a job, right? Because they still ask you to do stuff, so that's good.
I get to do everything everything I do freelance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the path things are easier, Chuck. That's exactly what I mean. Because it's all streamlined these days, isn't it? It's very streamlined. Is MK9 on PC worth it? I mean, Parsec makes it really strong. Parsec is a community like software, but I mean, look, if you've never played Mortal Kombat 9, the PC version is probably the best version you're going to be able to play.
Oh yeah,
it is good. The PC version of MK9 is actually pretty damn good.
That's the only one that's worth it, I think.
Dude, when they did that revival of MK9 tournament at Combo Breaker in 2018, like, we all realized we had one major problem. We'd played MK9 on PC for so long with our own favorite controllers that having to go back to the Xbox 360 controller was fucking hell.
Oh god, yeah.
That D-pad was so bad.
That thing must be the worst controller ever.
It was a disc. It was a disc with a D-pad drawn on it.
Yep, that's exactly what Matt's saying online right now. Is exactly what we had to do. Grassroots, man.
Smoke was busted in MK9, man. Smoke was so good. The resets that there was no way to trigger it consistently, but you could still. Maya, dude, Maya, she's got those 2 daggers that she throws. One of them homes,
so good.
Unblockable. She can combine the 2 of them to have a homing unblockable.
Yep. And what I love about her is watching. Used to watch Junior play. His Maya was great.
Dude, Junior was dirty. He would play He would always play the latest character because he'd just know they'd be busted.
Well, Maya was his favorite character. Period. Like he loved her. So yeah. Oh yeah. I remember because I hung out with him for years. When Maya was even announced, he was going crazy. He was doing 75% in season 1. Remember?
Yep.
75. Yeah.
Junior was like the king of all the. He was the king of the. I always used to think he was like the king of the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he was so good.
Really good. I'll never forget watching him win Killer Instinct that year at Evo.
That was awesome.
Because it just felt really poetic that it was like, you know, the original king of Killer Instinct was CD Senior, and then fucking like 20 years later or something, here comes the latest Killer Instinct.
This guy's fucking letting me have him around.
Yeah, he's being nice. He did, yeah, I remember. And didn't Perfect Legend, he won Evo 2012 under KombatNetwork as well? Yeah, I remember his jersey, the KombatNetwork jersey. But it just felt super poetic that like generations later, here comes CD Junior winning the World Championships for the new KI. It just felt almost like we'd come full circle. But it's a full circle that unless you were East Coast arcade, you probably didn't even realise the beauty in that because no one else knew. Yeah, Detroit, but man, you guys sponsored. You guys did a lot for the MK9 crew.
Yeah, we also got the what's his name from Detroit Bowling. He was under under KombatNetwork too. We helped him out as well.
It's often underestimated, I think, just how much you guys did for the American MK9 crew. Because I mean, none of us had any opportunities to really travel and play, right? Like, there's a reason MK9 was the America show because all the tournaments were in America, and no one else could afford to travel. And it was an uninitiated game. There were no sponsorships. There was no money in it for anything.
Yeah, we spent 5K out of pocket. I remember that, just to try to get people. Yeah, we spent a lot of money, man. Because we sponsored all these guys and we flew them places and stuff. We tried. Well, we weren't doing it to. We just wanted to get the scene going.
But I mean, to be fair, you guys succeeded in that because a lot of these games, MK9 were often, I mean, games aside, it was the glory days. Everyone did it for passion and only passion. We have more opportunities now, and you know, we have. I mean, esports as an entire industry has grown substantially, but MK9 was like the community days, man, and they were my favorite. Like, our pure spirit, MK9 was my favorite. I think we're way better equiped now than we ever were, tournament-wise and stuff like that.
But I don't know what's going to happen nowadays, though. Like, now, I have no idea if the FGC is screwed because of this. I really have no idea. Like, how they're going to do tournaments again and things like that.
I mean, the reality is, like, once things are eased up and the situation stabilizes, FGC will return. And there will be a very large triumphant return. We might even see the best numbers we've seen in a long time.
I hope so.
That sounds exciting, but I hope that's when everything is safe. Because the issue is, if we all return and there's huge numbers, that's potentially a health hazard, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
What the FGC has celebrated for years and years becomes COVID-19's biggest red flag.
Netcode's pretty good on this.
Oh dude, KI's netcode, this is the best netcode of any modern game. Free.
It's pretty good.
Killer Instinct has the best netcode of the modern FGC. There's a reason it got included in EVO Online. Like, I'm super proud of it. Dude, they are, Viking, one of the guys that does a lot of stuff for KI World Cup, announced earlier that there's going to be a big announcement online in the next 2 to 3 weeks and he shared a picture of Killer Instinct World Cup. I think they're doing the world tour for Killer Instinct again. They're
Wow.
going to do the whole thing online, and it's going to be community, I think, but it's still going to be like, you know, if we've clearly established that you don't need official channels to make something a success. Like, you know, we just had the Coliseum for MK11 yesterday. You know, dude, Kerbo won that tournament yesterday.
Really? Wow. Kerbo's isn't he the best MK9 player like in the world?
One of the absolute best.
Yep.
Absolute best.
Yeah, he never stopped playing. That's why he just played forever.
Kerbo won the Coliseum. Oh, it took him a year. Kerbo was a slow burner. Bro, no. East Coast Throwdown, there was a legendary MK11 losers bracket match off stream. It was Kerbo versus Maxter.
Oh shit.
And they were playing MK11, and all the MK9 crew, like us, were all huddled around watching it. There was like me, Big D, Saf.
Oh, Big D, he was good too. He was the Nightwolf player, right?
He was Nightwolf, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Those are the names I remember. The new guys, I don't know. But like the MK9 days, I was still in it. I still went to many of those tournaments. I was there the first time that Sonic showed up, came in second to Rio, I believe.
They were so young. They're like 13 back then. 13 years old, I think.
Yep.
I lost to Sonic Fox in an online King of the Hill week 1, and I refused to believe it was a 13-year-old kid that beat me.
Yeah, he
I
was
was like, nah. I was like, there's no way. Turns out I was completely wrong.
Well, that was the CD Junior Rio era, whatever. So when he showed up and he came in second, people were like, "Oh my God, this kid's going places." I'm like, "Nah, come on, you know, like he's good," but then he just fucking wiped the floor with everyone.
They're the best now, best in the world.
Yep. I mean, is he still winning the MK11s all the time, or no? Is he still the best player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best by far. Free.
Okay.
I mean, there's Ninja Killer, who is an MKX god, who didn't play Injustice 2 and stuck around playing MKX the whole time, and they were like the god of MKX by the end of it. And turns out they're also like prodigy level of fighting games. So Ninja Killer, he got second place at the World Finals for Final Combat.
I think I saw him too. Yeah, I think I've seen him.
Big rival.
So those are the two top players. Okay, good. That's good. And then I don't know. I don't really see. Well, actually, MK11's back on Evo, right?
Evo Online, yeah, they're doing an online. I have no idea what or how, but they've announced that they're doing it.
Oh my God! How are they going to disconnect?
I mean, we're better equipped for it than most people. I'm worried about the other Evo Online games because their netcodes are bloody crap, but MK11's is actually good.
Well, you can also, it tells you if you're wired or wireless, right? So they probably will ban wireless right away if you don't have a wired connection, right? So, and then maybe whatever the lag is, it is, and if you get disconnected, they just get rid of that match or something. I mean, that's all they could do.
Same weekend as MLG. Yo, didn't Rio go to that MLG? He beat Cloud Strife, I think the guy's name was. Something Cloud Strife was his gamer tag, and Rio beat him.
Yeah, I think Rio went to MLG that weekend, and CD Junior was at the first Sonic tournament. I don't remember.
Dude, I will never forget. I will never forget that Test Your Might and stuff tried blowing up Rio for going to MLG and ducking the competition. I'm like, bro, do you have any idea how much money he won from that tournament? Of course he did it.
Yep.
Like, I would do that. Everyone would do that if they could do it. Like, why are you blowing someone up for doing the financially smart thing?
I love to say that Rio was one of us in the beginning. I mean, like, he was from our little group of people, you know?
I think Rio could possibly be the most competitively experienced Mortal Kombat player of all time.
He's amazing. Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, hella times.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Dude, look at how many Mortal Kombat games Rio has played in at like the highest level and competed in too. Like a bunch of the old classic MKs.
Oh yeah.
All the 3D Mortal Kombats, MK9, X, the Injustices, 11. He's played them all at like the highest level as Rio. And these days, the MK11 people, they don't even realize how far back Rio's legacy goes. They have no idea. They just think he's a streamer. That's it. They just think he's a Mortal Kombat streamer, and they have no idea.
Yep, he's been around.
He goes so far back, man.
He has. He's been around.
I genuinely grew up watching like the old UMK3 videos with like you and Shock and Rio and shit. Well, I didn't even go that far back. It was just UMK3 Xbox, all the YouTube videos.
Yep.
I remembered a bunch of old school UMK3 videos with like, what was his name? There's that guy called Goku Ren who I remember watching him and being like, that guy's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
I could never find him online, but I could watch him on YouTube beating him. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yep. Yeah, we used to go to a house on Long Island to play Street Fighter. Yeah, this is all shit we used to do back then. People were like, "You gotta play this kid. He actually knows how to play." Yeah, I remember all these stories. We used to just go to houses and play people. Fucking fun, man. A lot of people came from New York and New Jersey. Lots of them. Oof. Oh, sorry, George. Yeah, it's 3:30, bro. I'm probably gonna wrap it up soon. But we will play. Maybe somebody else is online and wants to play. But it's 3:30 here, man. I am about shot.
Nice.
It's 2:30 for you, right? You're an hour behind me, right?
Yeah, 2:30.
Yeah.
I think I might have the button. Let's have a look. Let me test it out. VSM. Oh no, yeah, VSM. You guys had the highest level local in the world.
Oh,
sure.
Absolutely. That
VSM was the best local talent-wise. You and GGA, VSM, and then GGA were the two. But then we had EGP in SoCal. That was, I mean, bro, man, MK9 had, even the UK had an active offline local back then, and that's one of the most active locals we've ever had in the history of UK Mortal Kombat. Because the netcode got better, people started going offline less to meet up. That whole idea of just traveling for the hangout, the culture, the fun side of it, that's something that's definitely lost its way. Not as many people even bother. We have a really active offline local in our city because Jake and I have worked like tirelessly with a bunch of other community members in our city to like get it off the ground and keep it going. You know, we have a stream, we have a really nice venue, we have all the equipment. Like, all everyone has to do is just turn up and play, order some food and have a few drinks, and we have a great night every couple of weeks. Haven't in a while though, because you know it's been a COVID destroyed.
After all this COVID stuff, I'll start joining you guys. The fucking flight is like $50 sometimes, less for here, so I could just take a train to you. No big deal, piece of cake. So
I just figured out, by the way, Cinder's standing roundhouse. Cinder's standing roundhouse. Is that it?
Oh, that's the starter? Okay, could
oh
be
my
it.
god, that's so effortless. You just buffer it and it will come out.
I thought so. I knew he had one. But I could go to your locals now because I have so much more free time. So, and it's like I was just before all this shit, I was even just mapping flights to you. The closest airport, what'd you say, was Heathrow or whatever, or and then 2 hours to you on a train, no big deal. You know?
In the UK, it's easy. You can get any airport to get anywhere in the UK. It's simple.
Yep. But when you guys, whenever it's back to normal, like next year or whatever it is, or well, it'll never be back to normal, but you know what I mean.
Man, I figured it out. Dude, I think I've just figured out how to play Cinder at a basic level in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's great.
All things totaled up.
Yep, he's
just
great.
Roundhouse. It's so easy, man. It's not even close to hard. No wonder he's so top tier. This shit's... I've got his infinite down too as well. His infinite is perfect. It's so easy.
Super fucking easy.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll have to run these matchups again now. Now I know what to do.
Yeah, we will. We will. If you're on tomorrow, whenever you want, just hit me up. I'm always on pretty much before midnight till like 3 or 4 every day. Weekdays, if you're around. I know you're a busy guy with the Doom and all that stuff, but if you want to play KI anytime.
Dude, my new monitor came in actually.
Oh, nice.
I got my new monitor came in, so it's 144 hertz. It plays Doom and Quake like butter.
Yep, I just got my son 2 of those. Lucky kid.
Oh,
yeah.
God damn.
Yep, 2 Asuses. One came in this morning and one tomorrow. Well, guess what? He's been playing on a 720p TV that's when we moved here 6 years ago. I looked at it. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'll get you some monitors. He didn't ask, but I just got it for him. I'm a good dad. $400 though. Cost me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, my monitor cost me 200 quid.
Yeah, 200 each. But the 144s are fine. The freaking 240s are way too much.
Oh, and to be fair, 240 is only necessary if you're like so hardcore you need that advantage for like tournaments or something. Like, it's not worth it otherwise.
They use that live though, right? When you're locals. They use two
Uh,
40s or no?
It's not. I mean, if it's a tournament, if it's fighting games, it's not even necessary because consoles don't go beyond 60.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
There you go.
for consoles, you only need 60 hertz. That's why I've had a BenQ for years because a couple of years ago, BenQ sent Jake and I their console esports monitor. It's the monitor they used for the Capcom Pro Tour, Tekken World Tour,
nice.
all that. They sent us one each
Nice.
for our local activity and for content and. Because they know we're fighting game guys, so they sent us one each for YouTube and our locals, and we take them everywhere. And they're easy. Stick them on, plug a PS4 into them. There's literally no input lag at all, so they're perfect. But they're 60 hertz, so for PC usage, it's not that great for FPS and stuff.
What did I just get him? Let me look. Some aces, something. 1 second. They were pretty good. He's a pretty. Actually, he was a top 500. He's a top 500 Overwatch player, and he never. I always make fun of my son because he picked the wrong game, because he puts so much time into it.
To be fair, if he's playing Overwatch, he probably picked the right game. We play the wrong game.
Well, here's the thing: you need a fucking team. You can't solo and do anything.
Nope.
So
playing solo, you might get picked up by people that notice you, but again, yeah, very much so.
He's top 500, man. He is. He's got nothing. He's got no team, nothing. I feel so bad for him. I do. Top 500 is pretty good. Jesus, what the fuck did I just get him? I don't even know what it is. By the way, it's so hard to get delivery nowadays too. You can't even get like a monitor in like a couple days. It takes a week or so. How's it in the UK? Because my clients are in the UK.
Amazon is okay. It took about 3 or 4 days to get it, but
okay.
I didn't mind because I've been doing Quake. I've been doing Quake Pro League for past 3 days.
Okay.
Man, dude, this is so sick.
All it says is Acer Full HD. Is there a model number? I don't even know. Looked really nice when I saw it. But it's a 24-inch. How big is the one you just got?
24-inch.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. That's a good size.
Yeah, I've just figured out how to play Cinder at a super basic level just by sitting there looking at his moves and realizing that his pathing isn't that. He hasn't got many combos. Like, as weird as it sounds, it doesn't seem like he's got a ton of combo pathing. I don't know whether it's just me, but it doesn't seem that complicated. His only linker, I think, is Trailblazer. I can't look at any other moves that can link combos. I think that's the only one he's got.
Maybe, yeah. I also remember in the arcades he was very, very hard to break. Even though his combos are so easy to do.
People always talk about Unbreakables in Killer Instinct, the original, but I have no idea how you'd even look for or test them. Like
Orchid had a lot.
Yeah,
oh my god!
I have no idea how you'd find the Unbreakables or even figure out you can't break them.
She had.
I guess I don't know enough about it.
She had 8-hit combo that hit 4 and 4, and they linked. You couldn't break those, so it would be 4 hits and 4 hits. But it was Orchid 43. There it is. 43% 3-hit unbreakable. Yeah. Shit like that. That's the thing.
It's been fun playing Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct is fucking great.
I mean, it's like I said, like Killer Instinct. This game is like my second favorite game of all time.
Oh hell yeah!
And now it's like I could actually learn how to play it. It's nice that I can go to an arcade. I feel like I can go to an arcade and just play it and have fun.
You definitely can. It's that good.
The PvP side, like the mandatory PvP side of it, is figuring out how to actually apply your overheads. That's the hardest thing, I think,
Hmm.
that you then have to learn is how the hell, when are good times to do all the overheads and
Well,
stuff, because the
I
overheads are
was
huge.
chasing you in because I know you can't throw me, so I was trying to go forward while you were going back, because Jago's overhead is really scary, because I'm not really afraid to go get you, but you have to kind of go towards the guy in this. If you stay away, you're not going to win if you don't have the lead, you know? So it's really head game. It's really strange the way you got to do things. It definitely works differently than other fighting games.
Wait, you got it? Oh no, that's versus AI. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix all that stuff, Matt. I haven't. Anytime I get on, people just start talking, and I stop fucking with any of the aesthetics. I'm gonna fix it all. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night because it's almost 4 here.
Yeah, man, I'm zombie mode as well, so I think I'm gonna call it a day too.
All right,
All right,
brother.
Rob.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, nice playing with you, man. For anyone
Always,
that
always.
is
Let me know when you're
still,
on. We can always do something.
yeah, dude. For
Okay.
anyone that's in chat and still kicking around, thanks for your time. Thanks for having me, and take care. Stay safe.
See you later. Bye bye. Yeah, Matt. I'll fix a lot of stuff, bro. I just thanks for all. Thanks everybody. Me and him, me and Ryan had some great matches. So you should have seen some of the. If you guys didn't tune in, check the replay. I'm not saying we're both great at the game, but those we play two very low tier characters very well. And check out some of those matches if you want to see some, all air combos and basically very much waiting games. All jump ins, combo breakers, shadow moves, stuff after shadow, after counter, after just a bunch of stuff. You should just watch some of those games to see how much fun it is. It's a waiting game. There's no throws. It's just, you know, it's fun. It really is. Especially people who like grew up to it and really love it. Things like that. Um, Sorry I didn't get to play much MK today. Trojan wanted to play and Steve wanted to play, but MK triumphs, man. It just does sometimes. It's just, it's so good. So good. Um, for those of you who are asking for the software to play online, there it is. Like I said, download it, give it a shot. You don't have to be good. You could just, plug a stick in, play for a month, whatever, get better, and then you can play us. Um, yeah, it's dude, it's so fun. It's so much respect goes out to people who really cared about this game and just want to just do something with it. It was like life for me back in the day. I had only thing I had was the old games. I fucking loved it, man. It was my life. Yeah, and I had kids and all that stuff, but now I'm getting old again, and I'm like, I want to play the old games again. It's great. It's just great to be able to do that. Net play, there's desyncs and stuff, but so what? We got half hour, 1 hour gaming in. Join in, have some patience, you know. Especially U.S. guys, man. You U.S. guys, there's so many of yous. You can all sign in. All right, 4 o'clock and all as well. Thank you again, guys, for everything. I'll usually come on and play old stuff. Mario, you could play people from what state are you in again? Oh, yeah, that's right. I played you the other day, didn't I? Yeah, didn't work. That's right. That was, yeah. But you know what? A for effort. E for effort. Whatever the fuck it is. That was great. Yeah, but there's a Brazil scene. All right. Oh, I will probably be on tomorrow night, people. Have a great night.